If cheating were an Olympic sport, some parts of India would probably bring home the gold. And not because people don't work hard, they absolutely do, but because the entire system has made cheating feel like a career path instead of something shameful. It's become so normalized that half the time people don't even ask whether someone cheated. They ask, "Come on, tell me how you did it." The problem is way bigger than a few students whispering answers. We're talking about cheating in schools, cheating in job exams, cheating in driving tests, cheating in government recruitment, cheating in universities abroad, cheating on the road, cheating in business, and of course, the global phenomenon of Indian scam call centers who are cheating people out of their hard-earned money. It's a whole ecosystem where shortcuts aren't just accepted, they're expected. But to really understand how deep this goes, let's rewind to one of the most shocking cheating scandals ever recorded. India, 2015. A small town in Bihar, a school exam, and a building covered, and I mean covered, in parents climbing the walls like Spider-Man with a mission. Except Spider-Man doesn't scale buildings to pass notes to his kid through the windows. Now imagine this scene, hundreds of parents standing on ledges, hanging off railings, literally risking their lives just to throw cheat sheets into the exam hall. And what were the guards doing? Watching. Just watching. Maybe thinking, well, at least they're showing enthusiasm. The photos and videos went viral because not only did they just show cheating, they showed how normalized it had become. Nobody was hiding. Nobody felt ashamed. This wasn't a scandal to the people participating. This was just a normal Tuesday. And the crazy part? That wasn't even the first cheating scandal in Bihar. Not the second. Not the 10th. Every year, exam papers leak, answers circulate on WhatsApp, and entire testing systems collapse like they're made of cardboard. And this isn't a regional problem. These scandals stretch across multiple states. Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Rajasthan, you name it. India's exam system has been battling mass cheating for decades. Teachers selling answer keys, officials getting bribed, students writing exams on behalf of other students. It's like a never-ending sport where the rules don't matter, because everyone assumes the referee has already been paid off. And let's talk about driving tests, because that's a whole different level of chaos. In many Indian states, you technically take a driving test. Technically. In reality, people often pay a small fee, never sit in a car, and magically walk out with a license. Congratulations, you can now drive a 2-ton metal machine on public roads without ever proving you know how. What could possibly go wrong? Well, a lot. For example, remember that Indian truck driver in the US who did a completely illegal U-turn on a motorway at full speed? Not a gentle U-turn, not a whoops, wrong exit. No, he literally turned a truck across live fast lane traffic. A family died because of that decision. One moment of reckless behavior and the consequences were irreversible. Investigators noted that he had no understanding of road rules, no idea what he was doing, and no concept of the danger he created. How does someone like that get a license in the first place? This is where the cheating mindset becomes deadly. When people get used to shortcuts, they start believing the rules are optional, whether those rules are about answering history questions or steering a truck on a motorway. And this mindset doesn't just stay in India. You see it spill over into Indian immigrant communities too. And again, this isn't about attacking individuals. It's about patterns that universities and authorities abroad have repeatedly documented. For example, universities in the US, Canada, and Australia have reported cheating rings involving international students from India. Not all of them, obviously, but enough that some universities have started issuing warnings or changing admission policies. There have been cases of mass cheating incidents, proxy test takers, and even situations where entire groups were caught using the same essay writing services. Driving exam scandals involving Indian immigrants show up too, not because people are evil, but because many grew up in a system where bending rules wasn't seen as a crime. It was a smart move, a life hack, a way to get ahead. And that's the heart of the issue. Cheating becomes a culture when a society teaches that the goal is more important than the method, that success matters more than honesty, that results matter more than effort. When kids grow up watching adults cheat, They start believing cheating is simply how the world works. This culture eventually spreads into everyday life. Ask any tourist who's ever taken a taxi or tuk-tuk ride in a major Indian city. Prices magically double or triple. The meter doesn't work. The driver knows a shortcut that somehow adds 20 kilometers. You can sit down at a restaurant and get charged visitor prices that locals would never pay. And the sad part is, nobody's surprised. Everybody knows this happens. It's considered part of the experience. Then there's the global phenomenon that made India infamous for something far more damaging: scam call centers. We've all seen those documentaries. Giant office floors full of people pretending to be tech support, tax officers, bank employees, insurance agents. Anything that will get a frightened victim to hand over money. Many of these operations are huge, organized, and incredibly profitable. Some earn millions every year. It's reached a point where international law enforcement works full-time just to shut these scams down. Why does this exist? Because once cheating becomes normal at the small level, it eventually becomes normal at the big level too. A society doesn't suddenly wake up one day full of scam artists. It starts small, cheating on exams, cheating on driving tests, cheating tourists, and grows into a mindset that says, if nobody stops me, why shouldn't I? Now, to be clear, India is not the only country with cheating, corruption, or scam culture. Plenty of places struggle with the same issues. And not every Indian cheats. Millions of Indians work extremely hard, follow rules, and hate this culture just as much as anyone else. Many speak out against it. Many demand reforms. Many risk their careers to expose corruption. This script isn't about blaming individuals, it's about calling out a widespread system that keeps hurting people, both inside and outside the country. Because at the end of the day, cheating isn't a harmless shortcut. It wrecks real lives. It creates fake professionals. It puts unsafe drivers on the roads. It causes accidents. It destroys trust in education. It ruins the reputation of honest immigrants. It fuels an entire international scam industry that targets vulnerable people. And here's the bitter truth. When cheating becomes normal, honesty starts looking stupid. People start thinking, why should I follow the rules if everyone else is bending them? And that's the moment when society slips. Not because of one big corruption scandal, but because of thousands of tiny ones. India has some of the brightest minds in the world. Some of the best engineers, doctors, scientists, entrepreneurs. But talent gets crushed when the system rewards shortcuts instead of hard work. Imagine how much progress could be made if rules actually meant something. If exams were fair. If licenses were earned. If tourists weren't seen as walking wallets. If a degree actually represented knowledge instead of connections. The problem isn't the people, it's the mindset. A mindset built from decades of pressure, competition, poor regulation, corruption, broken systems, and a belief that the ends justify the means. But a culture can change. It just needs enough people to admit there's a problem in the first place. So next time someone says, "Come on, everyone cheats, it's normal," maybe that's exactly the moment to push back. Because the world is watching. And the reputation built by millions of honest people shouldn't be destroyed by the actions of those looking for shortcuts.